Zombies has been an idea for a long time, and considering how often these monsters are used, it becomes a stale idea that we get tired of. However, every so often we get something with these horrors incorporated that sometimes blows our expectations, or in other cases, utterly destroys every hope we ever had. What's up, folks? My name is Tanner, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Days Gone on PC about 2 weeks late. Yeah, I'm back from vacation. I got a list of shit I gotta do for the channel, so let's just go ahead and diggity dive in. This has been a long awaited thing for me. I played it on PlayStation 4, and I wanted this game to come to PC because I wanted more people to play it and experience it and then give me their thoughts. And that moment is finally here. A giveaway is imminent. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment below your favorite zombie game you've played, or in this case, freak game you've played, and I will reach out to the winner in 7 days from the release of this video. Now, to keep things fair, I'm going to give the winner 3 days to email me, and if nothing is received, I just have to move on and pick a new winner. Is Days Gone worth $50? Well, let's find out. Story first. Days Gone follows the character Deacon St. John during an outbreak that has infected the world, a disease turning its victims into disgusting freakers, monsters that run as hordes and they pack a mean punch. Now, when the outbreak hit, Deacon was trying to escape with his wife Sarah, who had been stabbed, and his friend, but the evac they found was limited, so Deacon decided to stay back with his friend Boozer, and they would ride to the site the helicopter was supposed to touch down. But once they got there, it became clear that the freaks had overran the camp. No sign of Sarah or any survivors, so Deacon and Boozer had to move on to the next thing that mattered most, and that was surviving in their new world. Except Deacon has no reason to live. His love is gone, and his willpower is depleting on the daily. That is, until something sparks hope within him. Now, Days Gone is a game that likes to take its sweet time with its story, meaning if you cannot dig a slow game, then this probably isn't the best for you. This game also takes some dangerous steps with its many themes: love, despair, friendship, tons more. However, in my personal opinion, it nails every situation it touches in some of the best ways possible. And trust me, many are going to disagree, but you have to finish this game to appreciate it. If you don't finish it, then it's not going to mean anything to you. It's just going to be something you mark down in your book as played. Make it to the halfway point. That's where the story really takes off and starts throwing you curveballs that change the entire story and steer into a direction I never expected. And another pro for this game that I personally like, some of you might not, but there were 3 points in this game where I thought it was over, but nope, I was far off and hours off. And to top it off, the character development in this game it's just some true talent presented to us by the writers. Days Gone's gameplay has quite the plethora of mechanics and ideas. When they set out to make it, they weren't trying to give us a third-person zombie shooter with a story. They wanted it to be a game full of things to do and ways for you to tackle them. So the combat in this game takes a couple forms. For the gunplay, you have a nice arsenal filled with different types of weapons that all have their pros and cons per usual. Now, the shooting is similar to something like, let's say, The Last of Us, with how the reticle and how much Deacon sways whenever he's aiming his weapon. And until you get used to this motion, you're honestly gonna be missing quite a few shots. And then we have to consider the amount of bullets that enemies take, specifically freakers. They can take a lot. This isn't World War Z. I mean, these zombies take a beating as well as they dish it right back out. Which brings me to the downside of using guns in combat, and that is the ammo scarcity. Now, like I said, they didn't want us to be able to blast our way through the game. They wanted it to feel like a true survival game where items such as ammo or gas, etc. are scarce and should only be used when smart to. And that's not to say you're not going to have giant shootouts, because you indeed have tons of massive battles. Now, to help with the conservation of ammo, we have melee combat and crafting. This game is littered with weapons to pick up: bats, machetes, pickaxes, I mean, just tons. And these weapons to me are of the utmost importance to always have on hand, because when it comes down to it, I'm just a cheapskate with bullets. I don't like to use them all willy-nilly. Melee fighting is a combination of two buttons. You have your attack, and then you have your dodge. Now, it does become a bit more diverse the more you upgrade, such as you can unlock a counter ability, so when somebody grabs you, a QTE opens up, and if you nail it on time, you're going to kill the person grappling you. Now, for the weapons you pick up, like bats and stuff, they all have durability, but you can unlock a skill that allows you to repair it in your weapon wheel. Now, along with that, you can also use random salvage you find to create new weapons, such as spike bats or different blades, crossbow bolts. I mean, crafting is a huge feature that's going to be used at almost every fight. Whether it be you making bandages, pipe bombs, Molotovs, it doesn't matter. Get used to the crafting system and you are in tip-top shape. Now, upgrading in this game, it's vital and it's very easy. You upgrade melee combat, range combat, and survival. Each of these have 5 tiers that are unlocked by purchasing at least 2 skills in the previous tier. Now, upgrades contain skills such as focus mode, allowing you to slow time while aiming, repairing your bats, machetes, etc., increase materials you can carry. Now, the upgrades that you can miss are the ones that upgrade Deacon's attributes. You'll find narrow checkpoints around the entire map. So, after gaining access to these checkpoints, you'll find a shot inside. These shots give you the choice of upgrading stamina, focus, or health. So do not skip these checkpoints. Some of these upgrades may seem simple, but a lot of these skills are absolute game changers, such as Wrench Monkey, which makes your scrap twice as effective whenever you're repairing your bike. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but when your bike is damaged and you only have a small amount of salvage, Wrench Monkey has you covered. And if you're out of scrap, then now you have to search for it, and you're going to find out just how deadly the world of Days Gone truly is. Which brings me to the survival aspect. Now, it's nothing like The Forest or 7 Days to Die. There's no eating, drinking, etc. It's about how scarce items are, and the one that you need to keep an eye out on is gas. If you run out of gas, you're scavenging the roads looking for cans so you can bring them back to your bike, and that can either have you walking, a couple feet if you get lucky, but I've had to walk up to 700 meters away from my bike, and that is absolutely dangerous, especially if your weapons are dry, because you risk running into dangerous factions of enemies, freaker nests, or more concerning, a horde. Now, this game came out the same time as World War Z, and the big debate is who did hordes better. To me, that's like apples to oranges. The hordes in this game maybe aren't the biggest thing in the world, but they are still massive. And the thing about it is, since the freakers aren't some petty enemy, running into a horde is nerve-wracking. And if you're out of gas, out of ammo, you better find some materials to make a bomb or something, because this is a hell of a situation you do not want to be caught in. Lastly, the world of Days Gone is filled with areas to explore and items to collect. You'll find yourself taking over bandit camps and looking for their bunkers in these camps. Doing so unlocks new weapon blueprints and a new fast travel location. You'll look around the map for tourist attractions and brochures. Those are your collectibles. And as well as Nero recordings. Those usually give interesting backstories on patients and patient dialogue. It's a world full of surprises around every corner. Now, I love Days Gone. I felt this game was underrated and not shown as much appreciation as it deserved, and still to this day, I feel the same way. The gameplay is a mesh of mechanics that combine into a pretty nifty game with loads to do and more ways to tackle each situation. Now, with that said, this game does come with issues I cannot ignore. Of course, we have our standard bugs here and there, freakers getting caught on top of each other or stuck by some invisible wall. Nothing game-breaking, just our normal bugs. The big issue with this game, and y'all know I'm never a stickler for this, but if I'm mentioning that this is the big issue, trust me, it's a problem. The frame rates. I personally think the PC version of this game, I think its frames are worse than the PlayStation version. I mean, when this game runs good, it runs phenomenally. It looks beautiful, but when the frames drop, it is a mess, and it seems to happen mostly when you're driving your bike around, which, I mean, to me, that's the biggest bummer, because you're taking in the Oregon wilderness, and it gets dampened, and that's just one of the best parts, the views of the game. When I first played this on PlayStation, everything about it blew me away. I found the graphics to be stunning, and here I am years later on PC, and the graphics did nothing but improve. I mean, they are absolutely breathtaking, and the Oregon setting just helps with that because it's unique and it's a fresh area to explore. The voice acting was some of the best I've ever heard, and it complements the character's animations. I mean, you can tell Deacon's emotions by not just his speech, but how his facial expressions are. I mean, it's a truly impressive design. It's not perfect, but it is so damn close.
Down you go. Need that. I can use this. Scrap.
Oh, wait. There's a code, right? You can't shoot a woman unless you have to. Well, now you have to.
Ah, shit. Okay, look, why don't you just let me explain?
Check what's in the cooler. What are are you selling narcotics for Tucker now? You know, when you brought me that girl, I thought you had changed. But clearly you haven't.
No, it's not narcotics.
What?
It's antibiotics.
Now, in my opinion, Days Gone on PC is worth 35 out of 50. Like I said, it's not a perfect game. The biggest issue is the frame rates. I'm never a stickler, but damn, they are rough. Now, however, if you do not care about frame rates and whatnot, buy this game. Buy it at full price. I'm biased. I paid $60 for it on PlayStation, and I paid $50 here, and I'm about to do it again for the giveaway. I absolutely love this game. But to make this review fair, I have to point out the flaws. But behind them, it's a truly astonishing story that's a roller coaster ride of emotions, gameplay that's diverse and enjoyable. I mean, I do really love this game. That's all I got, folks. Subscribe if you enjoy, and I will see y'all on the next run.